Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS. So we are going to deal with a topic called Hantavirus outbreak that has recently been seen. Okay, a lot in news. Okay, so what has happened? Now this is a cruise. Okay, MV Hondius. Now what this cruise? This is a cruise that has left from Argentina. Now in Argentina there was outbreak of this particular virus. Okay, from that this cruise has went. Now this cruise is actually carrying 8 people who have now got this Hantavirus. Now because of that, what is happening? Now this cruise was actually going to stop at some particular islands, then they denied, and it keeps on going like this, okay, around the world. Now, so a rare and deadly Hantavirus outbreak is centered on a cruise ship called MV Hondius, and at least 3 people, recently it has increased to 2 more, have died with multiple others infected. So it has right now become that whole cruise. There are people who have not got this disease, they are quarantined in different places. Okay, so it is very difficult scenario right now in that cruise. It's a luxury cruise. Okay, then around 150 passengers remain on board under quarantine. The the ship has been denied entry at ports like Cape Verde, but is now set to dock in the Canary Islands as other countries confirm new cases. So more and more countries have started seeing small number of cases. This cruise with so many rich people was going everywhere, and all the ports and islands were denying, we are not taking you in. So then finally they are landing on Canary Islands as per the news. Now, so we'll understand what is this virus, how it is going to infect us, what kind of disease it causes, and how it is different from coronavirus outbreak that we all know of, we all have lived through it, correct? So all that we'll see in this video. Now let's get started. So first is understanding this hantavirus, how it is spread and its effect on humans. First thing, see, this is, see, rodents like this rat, these are carriers of this virus. So virus contained in rodents feces, urine and saliva. So if these organisms have these virus in them, then whatever fluids they release, okay, any kind of their saliva, their excreta, all these things will have that virus, correct? So this hantavirus are shed in droppings. Droppings means whatever they are releasing as waste, then urine and saliva of infected rodents. Then what happens? This thing can go through air. So basically all these things will be carried in the air itself, okay, and this infected feces become airborne. So some dried parts, some small parts of it, correct? Virus is like very small, correct? So that can travel from these rodents to humans as well. So when dried droppings are disturbed, virus particles can become airborne and contaminate the air, correct? So from air passageway, all this will go inside a person's nose, mouth, whatever. Now once it gets inside the human, now this is the third step, inhalation of feces by human. So all this virus will also enter the human. Now the fourth is the human will start showing some symptoms. Now what are those symptoms? So basically muscle aches, fever, headache, cough, nausea, shortness of breath, and in severe cases it will even start seeing some HPS or pulmonary syndrome. We'll understand what are those. So all this can happen, mainly it is coming from the nasal route, just like COVID-19 if you remember. And what is happening? It is causing very severe fever, nausea, all these different issues. Okay, body pain, muscle pain, all this is going on. It is also causing some major issues with respect to kidneys and your lungs also, that also we will study. So first this person will start showing these symptoms. Now these symptoms are for what? For the doctor or for anybody to guess what disease they might have. So then finally what you will have is acute respiratory distress. Okay, now in severe cases fluid leaks into the lungs, making it difficult to breathe and reducing oxygen levels. Fluid itself starts leaking from certain parts of the lungs, in the lungs. Now, because of that, consuming oxygen even becomes difficult. That severe can be the risk of respiratory distress here. Then, how do you prevent this? How do you prevent this? Correct. So, first thing is you must avoid contact with rodents. You must keep things clean. Correct. Now, how did that came about? So, basically, most probably there must be some rodent that were there in the very, very like posh, even posh and even very high cost cruise. Even there must be some rodents. Then keep living areas and storage spaces clean and well ventilated. Store food in sealed containers. Then use wet cleaning methods to avoid stirring up dust, because as you understood, dried particles of their feces, urine, all that can go through your nasal path and then cause disease in you. So all these are basic prevention measures. Now let's read some more key points that I have highlighted as the 10 points here. Now let's see them. So now 10 key points on hantavirus. Now first thing is this. It is a zoonotic viral disease transmitted mainly from rodents to humans. Correct? What is it? It is zoonotic and viral. Why I have written zoonotic and viral? Because zoonotic means what? That it is transferred from animals to humans mainly. Understood? So this is not a mainly human to human kind of disease. This is animal to human transfer kind of disease. Now, it is also a viral disease because it is spread by a virus, that you have understood. Damn. Next, it belongs to Hantavirus family of viruses. This is fine. From name only you can guess what might be the family. Then, now see this. Humans are infected through contact with infected rodent urine, saliva or droppings. You have understood this. Most hantavirus spread through rodent to human transmission, not human to human transmission. While COVID later on became what? We don't know the origin of COVID, but as per claims, it came from the bat. That means initially it was a zoonotic disease, that is animal to humans. But how COVID was spreading? COVID was mainly spreading human to human. So this is not mainly human to human transmission kind of disease. Now, one particular strain is important here. The Andes strain. This is a rare hantavirus known for limited human to human spread. So this particular strain can spread from human to human. That is the problem. This is the strain that has been found also. Now, hantavirus causes two major diseases. One is this HPS, hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, and this is the next one, HFRS. Now understand this. HPS is mainly about lungs, only this much you need to know, and this is mainly about kidneys. So this will affect your kidneys, this will affect your lungs. Both are possible because of this. Okay. Now, in some places you find this, in some other parts of the world you find this one. Now, next is India's indigenous hantavirus strain is called Kottapalya virus. So this has also been found in India, but this was discovered in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, but not a very widespread disease or anything like this as of now in India. Now, there is currently no approved vaccine or any specific antiviral treatment available for hantavirus. Then last, this highlights the importance of One Health approach. Why? Because these rodents were not healthy, they were carriers of virus. That is why we got this disease. So One Health approach says what? That animal, human, plants, all those things should be healthy, or they should be considered together when we talk about health. This is One Health approach. Now, last thing is understanding the difference between hantavirus and COVID-19. So this spreads from rodents to humans, correct? This is hantavirus. Now, this spread from person to person mainly. So it may have started from bat to human in China, in Wuhan, but after that it was person to person. Here it is rodent to human, that is animal to humans. Now, This you understood how it is spread. Now this is also through respiratory droplets, aerosols and close contact. Here you are seeing what? Urine droppings, saliva, all these are also carriers of it. Then now this is the core difference. What is the contagiousness level? This was highly contagious. That means it spreads rapidly and easily among people. That is why COVID-19 virus, it may not be causing deaths of so many people. It did cause, but the death rate was hardly 1-2%, correct? Even less than that. But a lot of people were getting COVID-19. Why? Because it was very contagious. This hantavirus is very low in contagiousness. That is why WHO has said that we don't need any serious alert right now. Why? Because it is low, very low contagiousness. Then but the fatality rate is very high. 30 to 40% people will die. Here it is only 0.5 to 1% on average died from COVID if they got COVID. Then symptoms are fever, muscle pain, fatigue, dizziness, followed by severe lung problems, breathing difficulty. All that is very similar. So symptom wise it is very similar. Now last is origin. This is also zoonotic in origin. This is also zoonotic in origin, as believed by most people, that is bad to human. But understand the two core differences. One is this became mainly person to person. This is, except for this Andes strain, it is mainly rodent to human. And the other is, here it is low contagiousness, here it is highly contagious. So one is deadlier. Which one is deadlier? Hantavirus is deadlier, and one is more contagious. Which is more contagious? COVID-19 is more contagious. Understood? I hope you understood the difference between them also, and you keep yourself safe. Right now there is no such thing in India as of now, as in outbreak or anything like this. But very unfortunately, even in that cruise that started from Argentina going somewhere in Europe, even there were two Indians, or there are two Indians who are stranded in that cruise ship also. So hopefully those people who are not caught the disease, they come out safely by landing on some island, and hopefully this does not become such a great pandemic as the COVID-19 virus, though it has very low chances because the contagiousness as of now of the strains that we know is very low. That's it. Thank you.